This is the Star Wars everybody's been waiting for since the original trilogy. So I not only had the pleasure of seeing this movie on the Thursday instead of the Friday, and I not only saw it once, but I saw it twice, and it was just amazing. And it's exactly what you want. It's the perfect combination of old and new, and you wouldn't believe the plot twists in this movie. I can't say anything. They fit so perfectly, and they make sense. Yes, there are elements of this movie that touch onto the familiar from the original trilogy, but it has to make you feel that resemblance while bridging to a future of Star Wars that we haven't seen yet. J.J. Abrams did a great choice casting Daisy Ridley as Rey, John Boyega as Finn, Adam Driver as Kylo Ren, and Oscar Isaac as Poe Dameron. And you see that they all come from different backgrounds, but they work so well together. As for the nostalgia of the original trilogy characters returning, I can't say much, but what I can say is that the characters that you wanted to see and the things that you wanted to see from those characters get fulfilled. But don't let the hype get to your head. Watch this movie, but just enjoy it for what it is. There were aspects of this movie that brought humor where you wouldn't think there would be humor. There were funny stormtrooper moments. BB-8, the new droid, is actually one of the most lovable little side characters that you could think of, and he works perfectly. Let's start off with our main heroes. We got Rey and Finn. They are just so good with each other. They work off really well. You can see these two being the same dynamic that Luke and Han Solo had in the first trilogy. They just play off each other really well. Both these characters are great. They're developed characters. They have a huge range of emotions. They're both vulnerable, yet heroic and brave at other moments. It fully works. I can see these two going on adventures together and being the new Star Wars duo. Now for the villain. Everybody figures that Kylo Ren's gonna be the Vader 2.0, but he isn't. He's got his own twist to things. He's more human. I don't want to say much more than that, but you really do feel that he's trying his hardest to be Vader, but he's just constantly tempted back towards the light side of things. That's it. That's all I can say. Adam Driver as Kylo Ren was the perfect choice. He's this villain that's constantly struggling between good and evil, but he's so far towards evil that the good just is so minuscule. As for the side characters, that's what they are. They're side characters. You get nostalgic views of Princess Leia, who now goes by General Leia. She's in charge of the rebellion now. C-3PO and R2-D2 have good but small roles. They're what you would expect for these two characters. They're just side roles. And as for the others that you would think would have bigger roles, they're just cameos. If anybody asks what Max von Sydow's role is, it's a cameo. Don't let them mistake you. You don't even learn the character's name. He's a cameo. He's in and out like that. You could tell that some of these characters just wanted to be in Star Wars, and that's what they are. They have a scene or two, and then they're gone. What I did notice, though, was Simon Pegg's cameo in the movie. I bet you none of you will be able to guess what it is. If someone can post it below and tell me, I'll be surprised, but you won't guess. As for some of the other characters that had big but small roles at the same time, General Hux, who's played by Donald Gleason, he had a really good role, but he's exactly what you expected from him. He's a young admiral jerk, and that's what he is. To be honest, I was disappointed with Gwendoline Christie's Captain Phasma. She didn't do anything. Not really. She had a couple of speaking lines, but I wanted so much more from her character. All in all, Star Wars The Force Awakens is a good time. See it twice, see it 2 times in a row. It is totally worth it. I heard that it sold $100 million worth of advance tickets as of yesterday for the Friday premiere. That's insane. It hits all the right nostalgic points, and it hits them hard. It brings back all the elements of the original trilogy that you enjoyed. Some of the plot points, you could tell they're just borderline original trilogy, but you kind of like them, and you're like, I've kind of seen this before, and it's what I liked about the original trilogy. And then there's other points that you're like, I want to see more of this in the future. So be careful of that. When you go see this movie, please don't get your hype up. It is a good movie, but if you go into it expecting too much, you're going to be like, yeah, it was just good. That's all. But if you go into this movie expecting to see something new as well as something old combined together in a not so traditional way that hits a couple of plot points that are borderline copying or even just playing homage to the original trilogy, then yeah, you're going to see this movie for what it is. It is a bridge between the original trilogy and the future of Star Wars, and that's what it is. It does it very well. I would say it's nearly perfect. There are one or two plot points, very small ones, that hit and kind of bounce in the exact direction that you would think they would. But then there are other points where you go, holy that's what I wanted to see in a Star Wars reboot. Forget the prequels. They don't even count anymore. Nobody cares about them. Star Wars The Force Awakens has started a new trilogy. We can pretend that the prequels are just a thing of the past, because this one is better than all three of those ones combined on steroids. One of the best scenes, in my opinion, is a gritty lightsaber fight near the end. You knew from the trailers that there was going to be a lightsaber battle at the end, but the one in the movie is just so gritty. I loved it. It doesn't feel choreographed at all. It feels like two people fighting for their lives with lightsabers. It is such a survival moment that it just feels so much better to end the movie that way. Can't tell you how the movie actually ends, because that would be just insanely too spoilery. Watch the movie before this weekend, because you will not be able to dodge spoilers for an entire week. See the movie, tell me what you think. If you found Simon Pegg's cameo, post it in the comments below. What do you think of Finn, Rey, Poe, and Kylo Ren? Post a comment below and let us know. And if you like this review and you want to see more like it, check out my channel. And if you want to buy a t-shirt, check out the link below. They're from a site called ZAZZLE. That's all for now. I'll catch you guys soon.